Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're MB Board Gaming, and today we are taking a look at, it's so little, Forest Shuffle, which is published by Lookout Games and designed by Kosh. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, so Andrew is going to show us how to play, and then we'll be back for our thoughts.
All right, so I've gone ahead and I've set up a game of Forest Shuffle here, which doesn't look like a whole much because the setup is pretty quick. You're going to have a deck of cards here. Everybody's going to have their own little space to build up their forest, and each player is going to get their cave card as well as a starting hand of 6 cards. Now, in this game, what you're going to be doing, very simple turns. You are either going to draw 2 cards or you're going to play a card. Each player can have a maximum hand limit of 10 cards. And any card, as we get into it, your cards are going to be used not for just building up. You're going to have animals and trees, but your cards are also going to be used to pay for the cards that you're playing. So there are multi-purpose cards. And as you can see, each of them are going to be divided into different areas. Some cards might be top and bottom because they might be animals that live in the canopy or ones that live down by the roots. Others are going to be left and right, depending on what kind of animal they are. And then you're also going to have the actual tree cards. So what you're doing in this game is you are going to be building up your forest by putting out trees and connecting animals on all 4 sides of that card to score. And so on your turn, you're going to take a look at your cards, and each card is going to score very differently. So for example, here I have this oak. And this says that if at the end of the game, I have all 8 tree species, it's going to score me 10 points. Now, in order for me to play this card, I have to pay 2 cards from my hand. And I have a little bonus here. It says if I play those 2 cards are this color, I get a second turn right away. So if I look at my hand, unfortunately, I don't have those colors. So I'm not able to actually play them. But let's say I wanted to play this silver fir instead. Here, I still pay 2, and I'll get 2 points for every card that's attached to this. But if I pay 2 blue cards, I'm going to be able to put out an animal with that symbol for free. So let's say I play this silver fir, and I do actually have 2 cards. I have this wolf that has a blue, and I have this bullfinch that is a blue. So I'm going to pay both of those here to the open display. And every time you play a tree, you're also going to flip over the top card from the deck. Okay? And since both the cards I played were that color, I can play an animal with that paw print symbol for free. So I could potentially play this wolf, who normally costs 3 cards, for free, and I could get that right now. And that just slides right under my card. Now let's say I wanted to do the hare or whatever, I could have done that as well, but that's essentially my whole turn. Now at the end of my turn, once I have done that, I'm going to look up here. If there are ever 10 or more cards on this display board here, then all of them will get discarded into a discard pile. And you're going to keep going back and forth, back and forth. And when you draw, let's say on my next turn, I want to draw 2 cards, I can either top deck draw, or I can take from the display, or I can do a bit of both. I could take one from here and one from there. And you're just going to keep going and keep going until, as you're going through this deck, you're going to get to the bottom third, and you're going to start seeing this Winter is Coming card. And once you see the third Winter is Coming card, the game ends immediately. No matter if it's in the middle of your turn, it's over right away. So you have to be very wary of when that's going to come, because you don't know, you know roughly when the end is coming, but not exactly, because there's going to be 3 of them in that bottom deck, 2 of them shuffled in the bottom third. And once that one comes up, the game's going to end. Then, at the end of the game, you're going to score points based on your trees, the animals that are above and below on both sides, as well as any cards that you get tucked under your cave. So some cards will allow you to take cards from the display or maybe from your hand, and you get to tuck them into your cave, and each of those are going to be worth a point. And whoever has the most points is going to win. Now, the big cool thing with this game is the fact that you are going to be trying to chain off different abilities. So like the wolf here, at the end of the game, he's going to score me 5 points for every deer symbol that I have. So I might really want to go for those symbols and trying to get that deer. So maybe in the future, I might try to get this red deer that I have in my hand. Who's going to score me 1 point for every tree and every plant that I have. So I'm going to be trying to build a little bit of a tableau that's going to be playing off of one another, scoring points off of each other, and kind of building that little point generating engine for the end of the game to score. And that's where this game really shines, is trying to take advantage of those little bonuses. Each card could also have a little extra bonus that you don't even have to play. So this one here, the tree fern, just lets me draw a card. So I get a card, but I also, maybe I want to start targeting the salamander symbols. So I'm going to be trying to get those because this card is going to score me 6 points for each one, right? And I know for a fact there's a frog in here that I can stack 2 frogs in one location, and that's great because that's 12 points if I can get that. And if I can get all of them, that's a lot of points. So that's really some different strategies to go for based on what you want to do. There's a bunch of butterflies. Some of them play via sets. So I know there's like a butterfly thing where if you get all the different butterflies, you score like 25 points. Or if you manage to get the fireflies, you score like 20, 30 points, that kind of thing. And so each of them score very differently and can play off of each other, and trying to get those bonuses really where this game kind of shines. So let's go ahead, go back up top and tell you what we think.
All right, and we're back. So thanks for that teach. Yeah, we will go ahead and just jump right in.
All right, yeah. So Forest Shuffle has been getting a lot of buzz lately. It is considered to be like Earth, the card game, even though Earth is a card game. So very Earth.
Just
cards. I don't know.
Just cards?
But I mean, Earth is pretty much just cards.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's being compared a lot to Earth. And so if you're familiar with that game, this is getting a lot of buzz because of, I think, a lot of the parallels to it. So jumping right in, keep that in mind. We might, because we've reviewed Earth earlier this year. Yeah. So that was kind of what drew us into getting this game and checking it out.
Wasn't this on Dice Tower too? Like,
I'm sure they did a review of it.
I remember watching it and them talking
I feel like it's been getting a lot of buzz though. So first, jumping into production, there's not a whole lot to, I mean, it's just cards, right? But the cards are decent quality. I think they're good quality. The art on the card is what's going to pop for you here, is really just being able to see the different animals and the different artwork that comes with those, whether it be the ferns or the birds or the wolves or the whatever, deer,
reptiles,
butterflies, right? All that different kind of stuff. So you have tons and tons of art in this game. That are, and it's a lot of art, and it turns out, I think they did a really great job. Graphic design, I feel like the symbols were pretty easy to follow and understand. I mean, there's not a lot of text on the cards, just a little bit that you need, but most of the symbols are really easy to understand. So yeah, I think overall production did a pretty good job. I mean, it's just cards, but yeah, not a ton to talk about that.
I would say, like, with it just being cards, it still is a very nice game. Like, I love the artwork. I feel like, it is good quality. You pretty much said it all.
There's not a whole lot to talk about with production.
Yeah,
so
right.
Jumping into preparation, setup, tear down, super easy, right? It's just cards. You shuffle them out, and you build sorry, the thing's falling over. And you just have a deck, and everybody starts with a hand of cards, and then you go. That's it. Yep. Very little setup, very little tear down. Teach is pretty easy, right? Yep. Take 2 cards, or you're going to play a card, right? And this is how you pay for them. That's it. So very simple. You use your cards as currency, and you're just kind of, that's all you got to do. That's the teach. I literally just did it. I mean, again. So very simple, very quick. There's a little bit more obviously into what you're building and how those play together. But overall, what you're doing is that taking cards or playing a card. That's it. So yeah, preparation, top notch, easy. Gets to the table in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is, I gotta make 3 stacks and then shuffle in 2 of the winters and put the other one on top. But again, very quick.
I was just thinking about that too, like when we were cleaning it up, and I'm like putting all the cards. I'm like, oh, I don't even have to like separate the cards. No, like all the cards go together, so it makes
the only thing with preparation
easy.
Is how many players. Okay, I got to take 30 out, or I got to take 20 out, or I got to take 10, whatever.
Right.
But again, that's not a big deal.
No.
Super simple and easy to get to the table, right?
Yep.
So gameplay, right? Mechanics, that kind of stuff. Do you want to talk about this part first?
Yeah, so, oh my gosh, there's so many things. I feel like I love okay, first off, I gotta get my mind straight. But, first off, I love the fact that, okay, you're putting these trees out, right? And then you're building off of these trees. Like,
Right.
you have animals that are like birds or butterflies. They're scoring on top of the tree.
Yeah, they live on the canopy, so
Yeah,
what's up?
they live on the top. Super smart to do it like that. And then
Right.
you've got like the animals on the bottom. You know, you have like your reptiles or whatever, your bears, your whatever kind of animals on like bottom, side. And so you're scoring on like the top, the bottom, the two sides. Like you can
Yeah.
score essentially 4 different ways on each tree. And then it's like you're just building off of what you have and like how do I want to, what strategy do I want to have for this game?
Right.
Do I want to go all in on trees and kind of score in that way? Or like also you're adding the animals. So
Well, I guess, yeah, what's your focus? Because
what's
like,
your focus? Yeah.
some people are like, oh, I need to get all the different trees because if I get all the
Yes.
different trees for because everything scores differently.
Yes. Exactly.
So that's where this really shines is the different cards and how they play off of each other. That's
Yeah.
the big thing, right?
It is.
And you're building out around each tree, and so you need to make sure you have enough trees to be able to build out and around.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a left spot or a right spot available, you can't play that card that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then what cards do I get rid of to pay for these other cards? Like, oh, I really want this card, but I can't draw any more cards because I have all these cards that I want to play, and then I don't want my opponent to get access to these because the cards that you
Well,
pay.
and which ones are you going to give up? Because
Right.
you're like, every time you play a card, there are some cards that you can play for free, but most of them you have to pay cards. So it's like, which ones do I want to keep? Which ones do I want to give up? You have to make that decision too, because you don't know when those winter cards are coming, except they're towards the end of the deck. But
Yeah.
like, you're also like, okay, I have to make a decision of like, what do I want to focus on? Because if that last winter card pops up, the game is just over.
Yeah, it's
and
just
so you might have to, like, you may not be able to get that card out that you wanted to. So
Right.
I loved the gameplay. Like, I feel like it's very straightforward as far as like turns and
There's like no downtime, right?
No.
Take 2 cards, play a card. That's it.
yeah.
Your turns should be super quick. They come
Yeah.
around really easy, but you're always invested in what other people are doing because
Yes.
there's only so many of every card. Eli likes to go for the butterfly, so I always know if I have butterfly cards, he's gonna want those cards.
Yeah.
Because every time we played, he's always like, butterflies, I'm getting all the butterflies.
He's always trying to like haggle with you too. He's like, what can I give you? I'll help you. And I'm like, what? Like, stop. But anyway,
He's like, what butterflies you got? I want that butterfly.
I feel like there's so much replayability with this game because like I focused on the butterflies like the first time that I played, and then the next time I'm focusing on like reptiles and kind of how I want to do that, and bats or birds, like whatever. And so I feel like it was just so unique in the way that you play. Like it did give that Earth feel, but on a smaller scale. So yeah.
I mean, it still has the tags, right? So, like, I've done the strategy with, like, the different deer and the wolves. Huge scoring points there. Scored a ton of points. And I managed to get 3 of the 4 wolves out into my forest. So that was a ton of points. But I feel like there was just so many different things that you could score based off. Like, different colored tags, different types of animals, right? That's where you're getting that Earth comparison where you're looking at tags on cards and scoring points on them and being like, oh, if I spend 2 oranges to pay for this card, I get this extra little bonus thing. So, like, trying to get those bonus effects and the special effects and being able to do those things, that's where you're going to see that Earth comparison, right? It all has to do with tags, has to do with playing off of one another, how many cards are on the bottom, or how many different European hares there are, or whatever, different birds, whatever. You're going to see that, which is great. So that's where, now there is a lot of luck to the game, because you're like, I really need that last tree. I have 7 of different trees, but where's this other tree? Where's this other tree?
Yeah.
And so you might not get it. Other people might get it. There's times when that one thing you need, somebody else gets, or they spend it, and you're like, oh, but there's 10, and it all goes away and gets discarded. So it's like crap. There is a lot of luck to it, but I don't care. I don't care. I will play this game over and over and over again. I just love my puzzle and trying to complete my puzzle. Sometimes hoping like, oh man, where's that squeaker so I can get this boar out? And Eli gets all the squeakers and he just likes to play them because they're little tiny pigs. I'm like, gosh, dang it, give me a pig. And so
you don't need it.
Yes, I need it for my boar.
Yeah.
So you get one of those.
Yeah.
And so yes, there's a lot of luck there and you're kind of like hedging your bets. What strategy do I want to go for? What am I getting? If I get a lot of European hares, I'm playing those suckers and I'm stacking them and I'm going to feed into that, right? And so there's just so many viable strategies that you can go. It's not just do this one thing and you'll always win, because that's not always going to happen. So I think there's a lot of replayability. I think there's a lot of thinkiness and puzzliness that goes into that. And then there's that tension of when's the end of the game coming? Oh my gosh, I want to be able to play this card. Please, I have to draw. Oh, it's the last winter card. Dang it, game over. And so, yeah, so I like that. I think I talked a lot there. There's going to the next one.
Yeah, let's go into that.
So the next thing is like return on investment, right? I didn't have very many expectations. I'll go first. Just because this game kind of came out of nowhere, I was like, really? I gave Earth a 9.7. I love that game. Love it. And so I think it's the highest game I've ever rated in this year, maybe ever. And so, so I was like, really? Okay, we're going to put this to the test. And so I had little to no expectations, but this definitely exceeds expectations.
Yeah, I want to say, like, I didn't have much expectations. Like, I remember seeing it on the Dice Tower, and they were talking about it, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then you put it on your Christmas list.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know, like, this will be fun to play.
I got it for my birthday.
Oh, yeah, your birthday, sorry. But yeah, like, I didn't really have much expectations, and then I played it, and it, like, far exceeded expectations. Yeah, the
expectation of nothing to amazing.
Yes.
So jumping into that, do you think I should give score or you should give score first?
I'll give my score first. And I did not think that I would enjoy this game this much or it would be this high, but I'm gonna give it a 9.
9. Okay,
I love this game.
Yeah, I'm actually right there. I'm giving it a 9 as well.
Really?
I really like this game. Yeah. It's really good. I still like Earth better. But if I don't, and they're both so easy to get to the table. But I think you can have both, and they give you very different feels.
They do.
I don't think just because I have this, I don't need Earth. I don't think because I have Earth, I don't need this. I love them both. I would play them both a ton. Very, very, very good. Very good. Just very good.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. I love it, and that's super good. I mean, I was like. Yeah, I was.
I kind of want to go play it again right now.
I know, right now. Yeah, I'm surprised it's a 9 for you. I was like, it's probably gonna be me, like the animal person that loves it. But yeah,
no, it's good. If you're looking for a card game, it's this. You gotta try it. If you like Earth, you do have to get this.
It packs a punch.
It does, and it's one that you're gonna want to play a lot. You are. Yeah. You're just gonna want to play it. I love it. So know that there's luck, but who cares? It's amazing.
Well, good. Then I'll know that you'll want to play this a lot.
Yeah, I really hope they come up with expansions. Yes, Lookout Games need to ride this wave. Please, ride this wave. Yeah, I want to see some water features in my forest. I want to see some aquatic life in my forest. I don't know what that looks like, but make it happen. I want to add some rivers in my forest that I can add things to. I don't know about that, but whatever. Add something, because it's just cards. Just give us more cards. I don't care. More animals.
Oh yeah, more
animals. I would love it. I don't care. I don't care. That's what I want. More of this, just like I want more of Earth, which is getting expansion. But anyway, this one's great. 9 from us. Please let us know what you think. Actually, just go get it and play it, and then let us know.
Even just get it.
Yeah,
it's really good.
So please like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I think we're gonna go play 4 shuffles.
Bye.